offense going through this long possession, and they still haven't been able to penetrate past the free throw line.
This is
and number 24 Panado with the friendly call from the refs. Point.
I mean, they had.
And, with the absence of a shot clock in the high school game, that kind of really slows down the pace of the game. So you see a lot of exterior passing like we did back there. Now, does that help or hurt the T-ball defense when they take so long on a possession?
I think it almost hurts them because they're constantly passing. They don't know who the ball is going to go to. I think it's a smart strategy by the Warriors to keep them on their toes.
Yeah, they have to fight over a lot of picks during those possessions, and they really wear out the defense. And Alex Sonny with the great defense, but he gets called on the foul.
It appears
Number 22, Ryan Novak, draws a foul.
And they're going to be inbounding it. That's Luke Horvath.
Horvath with the ball. And they can't find anybody to pass it to. They find number 21, John Marotta.
Back to Horvath.
And he's at the perimeter. Trying to dribble through. Try to penetrate on Grenda. And Horvath from three.
Sinks it. Perhaps waiting around for the right shot is a right strategy.
Now, Brenda with the ball out to Warja. Alex Sunny with the hard drive. Gets mobbed in the paint, and Jabril just gets grabbed by Horvath. There's nothing he could really do to defend that shot other than completely grabbing, preventing him from getting it off. Because when Jabril's in the paint like that, he usually makes it.
His size and just pure talent, in the paint is insurmountable by most, if not all, defenses. I think they're just trying to take their chances with the free throw line.
And as we saw with that possession, when Alex Sunny drove, even when they don't convert on a drive, it usually gets the defense out of whack, gets them out of position, and creates up more opportunities to find a spot where you can find an open guy like that.
As Glenn Lisher checks back into the game for number 31, Brian Warja. And Jabril sinks both of his free throws.
Bringing it up. Jabril with another steal. Let's see what he does here. And converts and gets fouled in the open court.
For and one.
Sending him to the line.
And that is a sign of a great player.
Now Jabril's already got 4 points this game, about to have 5. Sorry, is that, he's got 4 points this game. And that makes it 5.
He's not the leading scorer. That is number 21, Gino Karopoulos, but he's definitely been, the force on this.
Sending it out. And number 21, John Marotta with the corner three.
So Brenda takes it.
Brenda calling. And Leisha trying to find someone open. Warja in the perimeter. And they're able to find. And Leisha with another. Unfortunately, when you drive like that, you sometimes get called for the charges, like Leisha just did. He's got that toughness. Unfortunately, that time he didn't get the friendly call.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the toughness that you see in this whole Andrew team.
They went to the playoffs last year. They lost in a heartbreaking game, and I think that taught them a lot. I think this year they have a little more experience. They're a little more ready. They're more. They know they've been there. They want to get back.
23 with a rebound. Up to 13, Anthony Marotta. Hayden Wilt trying to find someone. And he drives and gets the foul.
So he was going to be going to the line for 2. 5:22 left here in the half. 26-16.
Goran Leisha's got 1 foul, 4 points. That was a good foul, though, because he wasn't able to convert on that play. And number 23, being a big man, takes that free throw.
And that's number 23, Hayden Witt. He is a junior forward.
And Luke Hook comes back into the game.
As does number 31, Brian Warja.
And that's a loose ball foul on number 21, John Marotta.
And I think
rebounding is a great asset to this T-Bolt team.
And we've got some very big guys. I mean, we had the 6'7" Adekoya, Alex Zinney 6'4", Gordon Lusha 6'2", Hook 6'4". We should be a rebounding prowess, which we are.
And Luke Hook gets left open on defense, and he's able to drive and get the foul, sending him to the line.
And Hook, as we can see here, has a 29%. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Luke Hook, he's got a 88% free throw percentage, actually.
Sorry, I misread there.
Even though he's only 29% from the field.
Why do you think it is that he's much better on the line than he is in the field?
Oh, he doesn't usually start, or sometimes he does, but he's kind of a lighter guy, so people are able to bother his shots a lot more. As number 1, I believe, gets that bucket.
And that is Luke Horvath. Jabril.
And back to Grenda. And gives it to Jabril. Gets double teamed in the corner. Kicks it out to Grenda.
Grenda trying to find his man. Finds it in Warza.
Finds Senny in the post. Back to Grenda. Now he's trying to set up some offense.
And again,
giving it to Jabril.
Again, the lack of a shot clock really helps these offensive developer plays. As the ball goes out.
Yeah, as we just saw back there, they can come back, give the ball back into the perimeter, gather themselves, and try to run a play in the middle of a possession, which usually isn't possible when there's a shot clock like that.
Yeah.
And Jabril gets the ball inside, but that was definitely a contested shot, but he didn't get the foul there.
Yeah.
And Jabril with another steal. And now he's running up the court. And that's a foul by number 3, Max Petrungaro. Sending Jabril to the line. He's already taken 2 trips to the line in this game. He's a player that attracts quite a few fouls. Oh, sorry. That's a non-shooting call.
And as you're saying, they're just trying to neutralize him. He's just such a scoring prowess.
And Grenda open on the pick by Jabril.
Sinks a 3, 30-19.
Another a really tough shot by number 21, John Marotta. And said he was all over him on that play. Send to Jabril at the top.
Out to Grenda.
Warja in the corner. This is back to Grenda. Into the high post with Luke Hook. Warja. Back to Grenda.
And that was a very risky pass to Hook.
And opens up some space for the open Grenda shot, and he drains it.
Another 3-pointer from Grenda.
And as you see there, Jabril tends to attract a double team when he drives, which leaves his teammates wide open. Oh, in other case, a great defense by Alex Senny, but he gets called on the foul on Hayden Witt.
We've seen some great pieces of defense tonight from Senny, but he's just kind of getting the fouls tonight.
Yeah, he's really playing in-your-face defense on his opponents, and that always pays off, even if you get a couple calls here and there. And 23.
Hayden Witt
drains the free throw.
Dino Karopoulos checks back into the game.
And final free throw makes it 33-23. T-Bolts have a 10-point lead.
And right out of the gate, a very fast pace. Jabril just kind of slung it out to Grundy, slung it up to Karopoulos.
Yeah, they're always trying to run the floor. And Luke Hook in the corner, back to Jabril, to Grenda. And an open shot for Karopoulos. And Jabril with another rebound. And he gets the kick ball call.
So
23, Hayden Witt.
It mounts it to number
man. And 13 taking up the ball, Anthony Marotta.
Marotta keeps it. This is up to number 24.
And Franco Pianato with the ball, and a scuffle in the middle there.
And I believe there's a whistle there of some kind.
Timeout by West.
What do you think Coach Michael Halloran is saying to his players?
Well, right now, Ryan, I think he's basically telling them to keep it up with the intense defense, keep getting those steals, because those really demoralize the other team when you get those steals for yourself, and especially when you're able to convert on the other end. Now, it has been a fairly high-scoring affair, but usually in the middle of the games, these things turn into kind of a grind. What can the T-Bolts do to prevent themselves from lapsing offensively?
I think they should just try and pace themselves. Don't try and, wear yourself down early. Just trying to lock them down. Save a little energy for the end of the game. Don't let them back in.
And number 23, Hayden Witt fouls Jabril with a push.
So,
and Jabril inbounding it.
Likely to Mike Grenda. He's getting some advice from Coach Michael Halloran.
And Grenda bring the ball up on his right side. To Warja in the corner. Back to Karopoulos, back to Grenda. Finds Jabril in the high post. And he's almost triple teamed. Karopoulos had an open shot there.
Grenda saves it from being
recover the almost steal. And back to Jabril in the high post. Oh, with a sweet spin move and the foul. Converts. That was just a beautiful play.
All I can say is wow. The pass, the spirals around the double team and gets the sweet shot. And, of course, he gets the and one.
He's already gotten 2 and 1s this game. He's really great at finishing with the contact because of that huge frame that he has.
It can do nothing but help.
Adekoya makes the free throw. He hasn't missed yet today from the line.
He has 9 points already.
Great defense by Mike Grenda, bothering the shot, but Horvath gets the call, and that's on, I believe, Adekoya. That'll be his second foul.
A big player like him, he can do nothing but attract fouls. That's just, the pro and con of having a big frame like he does.
Horvath makes his first. And Jarvion Franklin in for Adekoya, playing at the center position.
Adekoya has been playing this game without rest, and he's been a very great player. So.
And that's usually how we see most of his games, so that speaks volumes about his conditioning. And Horvath misses his second.
And while Jarvion is mostly
and Grenda with a nice drive.
And while Jarvion
misses the layup. Yes, go ahead, Ryan.
Sorry. And while Jarvion is mostly a six-man kind of player, he's a great player to have off the bench. As Lincoln Way West gets a contested shot.
Marotta gets an and one call. That was a really tough shot, and he's made 2 of those tonight. One on Senny and the last one on Hook. So, the thing about Jarvion is that he can really be an anchor in the center of that lane due to his really great muscular strength. He is 215 pounds while being 6 feet tall, which is really gives him a dense frame, allowing him to push his defenders out of the way and bother people's shots.
Well, as we saw during football season, he was also a menace to defenders as a running back for the Andrew Thunderbolts football team.
Yes, he was. Quite the athlete he is.
And some people say football is just a fall sport. It isn't. With players like Jarvion, they prove it's an all-around sport.
Passes up the open shot, tries to pass it into Jarvion, but he wasn't ready for it, so that's a turnover. West ball. Horvath bringing it up.
Taking his time.
Brenda guarding the left side, trying to make him drive right. And gets picked twice by number 22. Gets it back to Horvath.
And something that's picked up from this game, I have to check, is Horvath is definitely the star of this team, similar to how Adekoya is with the T-Bolts.
And 24, Franco Pedinato draws a foul there. We haven't seen too many drives from the Warriors today, so I'm wondering what maybe they're a little bit intimidated by the shot blocking that we've seen already 2 or 3 blocks in this game.
Oh, of course, because
As 24 misses his first free throw.
I mean, when you have to, there are some guys that are 6'7", 6'4", 6'2", it's very intimidating, which is why I think they're patching it around the perimeter, just trying to find an opening.
And he makes his second. 8-point lead by the Thunderbolts, 36-28, 1 minute left in the second quarter.
Very fast-paced game from the T-Bolts.
And high scoring with Warja cross-court pass to Karopoulos. Warja back with the ball.
And we haven't
stacked on the strong side, West is right now. Karopoulos open on the left. Warja back with the ball. They're just passing it around now, trying to kill some clock. Warja back with the ball.
And
back to Karopoulos.
And I think
he gives it back to Grenda. Go ahead.
Like in the first quarter, I think they're trying to get that last possession. They don't want to give West a great shot before the half that could really demoralize them.
And Andrew ball off the tip by 24, Franco Pettinato.
With 15.2 seconds left in the half, Thunderbolts lead 36-28.
Inbounds to Hook.
But already in this game, Andrew has committed 10 fouls to West 7.
And Karopoulos with the open shot, misses it.
13 of West, takes it up.
And that's
he made it.
That is no good. The refs are saying as it hit the top of the hoop, it hit the little supporting thing that made the ball out of bounds. So that is not a basket for West as they go into the locker room at the end of their half.
And this has just been a very good game. I mean, I have to admire West for sticking with it. I mean, they're down by almost 12 early on. And they've managed to battle back to a fairly reasonable 8-point deficit.
And now we'll leave you at the break. And please enjoy the show from the Andrew Varsity Cheerleaders.
Welcome back, T-Bolt fans, to the second half of this thrilling IHSA SWSC Red game between the Andrew Thunderbolts and the Lincoln Way West Warriors.
And getting ready for the second half. Thunderbolts are up by 8, 36-28, and getting ready to inbound it is Gino Karopoulos.
What do you expect out of the T-Bolts in the second half, Abdishak?
More of the same, pretty much. You know, just trying to get stops, getting turnovers, and transition buckets as they've been doing. Now with Brenda, dribble drive. Brenda takes it at the top. Now it's a great pass by Alicia, and leads to a bucket by Jabril. Those two are kind of leaders of this team. Alicia and Adekoya are. What kind of impact do you think they have on their teammates in terms of how hard they play and the effort that they put in every night as Jabril gets another steal, but throws it out of bounds?
Well, you know, Adekoya and Alicia, they're both 4-year varsity members. You know, I think they provide some variable leadership to the younger crowd, such as Hook and Karopoulos and what have you. You know, I think.
And Horvath misses the pull-up jumper. Right, as you were saying, they're both veterans of this team, and they've been in a lot of different situations that have led them to have a really great basketball IQ and great chemistry together.
I mean, they've been
pass in to Jabril in the low post.
I mean, they've been rock solid this season.
And great rebound by Alicia. Dumps it off to Hook, who converts.
You know, I think the Thunderbolts have come back from this half very energized, along with this crowd.
Oh, another steal. Oh, but that's I think they're calling a foul. Is that?
Yeah, I believe so. I think they're going to be inbounding it.
Oh, actually, I think they're saying he stepped out of bounds.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're closer to the action than we are, Ryan. So.
You know, I don't think we're allowed to challenge them in a very bizarre play.
Yeah, you know, we can talk about mistakes that we think the referees made on hindsight, but they have to make a call within a second, or it's really not valid.
And you know, these guys have been trained and vetted for months or even years in some cases. So I think it's best if we trust their judgment.
And, Alicia converting on a tough dribble pull-up.
Wow.
He's looking for the foul on that play, but he still put in the effort trying to get the bucket.
And that's the kind of...
West calls a timeout. Go ahead, Ryan.
And I think that's kind of the all-around player that the T-Bolts want. You know, they don't want to take the easy shot. They want to take the shot. You know, they want to help out their team. If it means taking a foul, it means taking a foul.
You know, as I said before, Alicia is second on the team with free throw attempts right behind Jabril. He has got 56 to Jabril's 135, and that really shows how much he's willing to put his body on the line, trying to get buckets for the team and trying to score. And you can see the effort that he puts forward game in and game out, and that just reflects the talent and effort that he has.
I mean, going back to your leadership question earlier, I mean, what Jabril and Alicia have done this year, you know, with the fouls, you know, I think that provides an accurate model for how these young guys should play.
Another steal for the T-Bolts. And in transition, Alicia gets fouled.
So I believe that they're going to be inbounding it. Indeed so.
And the Thunderbolts have taken a 14-point lead, really taking command of the second half.
As number 23, Hayden Witt, gets subs for number 3, Max Petrangaro.
And passing it out to
Alicia sinks the 3.
And he is really good from beyond the arc. He is a 34% three-point shooter.
In the words of the wise and immortal Stacey King, hot sauce.
Yes, he is. Hope we don't break any copyright laws by using those words. But yeah, he is hot sauce from behind that line.
As the T-Bolts have come out strong.
Number 1, Luke Horvath gets fouled. He's really been the only source of offense this half for the Warriors. And who are some players that you thought would maybe step up more coming out of the half?
You know, I definitely think John Murata, number 21, and Hayden Witt would have been a bigger fourth. I think, head coach John White of the Warriors would have tried and expand the team.
Yeah, they talk about playing basketball outside in. You need good perimeter shooting, as they've kind of had, but they haven't had too much coming in from inside. And almost turning it over. Jabril takes the ball and passes it to Grenda.
Jabril's
top. Passes it to Leisha. And takes a long three, but misses. Karopoulos gets the rebound, and Jabril's got it at the top. Karopoulos in the corner, swings it.
Going almost all the way around the three-point line.
And taking advantage of the lack of weak side defense as Karopoulos sinks the three-pointer.
Nothing but net.
And we see they tend to draw the defense to the side that the ball is on, especially when Jabril is on that side. And when they make that quick cross-court pass, it's usually wide open three-pointer.
As we just saw, Horvath quickly took the timeout from the top of the key.
Now, I'm sure West coach John White is not very happy with his team right now. What do you think he's saying to his guys in the huddle? Down 19 points.
I think he's using some very strong adult language right now, trying to get his team back into this game. They came into this half, down by 8. A tough margin, but definitely something to work with. And they've been steamrolled early. I mean, now they're down by 19. I think they're just lost.
Oh, well, yeah, they're going to need some more offense. Maybe from John Murata and Luke Horvath, as they've been doing.
I don't think this is what Coach John White wanted. They're still trying to look for their first conference win in 7 tries.
Well, wouldn't it be their second win only of their whole season?
I think this is a rebuilding year for the Warriors.
And number 1 Horvath with the ball up top. It's a pick from number 23. Almost turns it over and passes it into number 23 down low. He can't finish. Jabril running it up. Passes it to Grenda. And Leisha with the ball at the top of the key.
Leisha throwing down this game.
And they're trying to find Luke Hook down low in the post right now. And Karopoulos drives and passes. And inside pass, wide open Leisha, and that's off. And just again, we saw them swinging the ball to the other side, over to the weak side, and trying to get an open jump shot.
I think they should just try to make that play too.
Great active hands by Luke Hook, keeping the offense on their toes.
And I think he just scared a guy in the stands there.
Yeah, it looks like someone almost got hit back there.
Great hands from the guy in the stands. It's number 3, Max Petrungaro. Inbounds it.
Takes the ball up top. Gets another pick from 23, Hayden Witt. Unable to get it off, gets double teamed. Brenda playing lockdown defense on him. And that's a foul called on Leisha, and he is not happy about that call.
No, and from up here, it didn't look like there was too much contact, but again, they're closer than we are, so I'm just gonna let them be.
Yeah. Leisha's been really active on defense this whole season. He averages about 0.3 blocks per game. He's got 4 blocks on the year, and he's got 21 steals, 1.4 steals per game, leading the team in the steals department.
If you just saw number 24, Franco Pinato, just missed that first and second free throw. Up to Karopoulos.
Up to Brenda in the corner.
I think they're definitely trying to exploit baskets from downtown. I don't think.
And Jabril takes it down low at the baseline with a pull-up jumper, misses. Oh, but active defense by the T-Bolts. But West comes back out with the ball, and now number 1 with the outlet pass, but he misses.
Misses on the rebound. Misses on the third chance.
And rebounding. Nice rebounding by West. Unable to finish on that play, but they get bailed out by the foul call on Hayden Witt. Karopoulos gets, I think, his first foul of the game.
And we can hear the T-Bone Storm trying to distract the shooter. Does not work as number 23 Whit thinks it.
One of the vital components of any high school game is the crowd, and the fan section is in full force tonight. Coming out with a lot of energy, supporting their Andrew Thunderbolts.
And in their very snazzy pajamas.
And Whit takes his second free throw and misses. Jabril coming up with the rebound to Brenda. Taking it up top.
And you know, a great thing about our T-Bone Storm is
Warja gets, and
33 Jake Platt.
He takes a tumble as Warja pump fakes it and sends the defender flying. That's number 24, Franco Pedinato, getting called with a foul, and the fan section is going crazy over that play. That was actually Jacob Platt. That's going to be an inbound play. They're going to say that was not on the shot.
That was a very odd play. I mean, he just kind of bent over and let the Warrior
hook with an open three, misses, and Jacob Platt gets called for the loose ball foul. He's trying to go for the ball, but he bumped.
And it looks like the fan section is urging Coach Micah Hayden to call a timeout right now.
Yeah, the fan section gets really into the game, and I'm sure. Such active defense by the Thunderbolts, and they tried to double team him in the corner, and they get the jump ball call, but it went to Lincoln Way West.
Another thing about this T-Bone Storm is it's made out of just about everybody from the Andrew student body. We got football players, baseball players, athletes, non-athletes, drama kids.
Andrew is a school with a lot of school pride. And number 24, that is Franco Pedinato, the guard, making the three-pointer. So finally providing some offense for this struggling West team.
But they're still down by 15.
Again, they tried. Something I've been seeing a lot in this game is when they're giving the ball to Jabril on the baseline, and he really sucks in his defenders, leaving their huge gaps on the other side of the court. And as he just tried to do, swinging it all the way to the other side, usually leading to a man with a wide open jump shot, converting to points, which is why they've been able to score so high in this game.
I mean, it's just one of the great things about having players like Jabril who can suck in all these defenders, and a player like Leisha who gets left open and perhaps, does.
And another thing about having a player like him, as 23 drives and converts, is that, when you have a guy that can knock down three-pointers and knock down open jumpers, it keeps the defense honest and prevents them from double-teaming a guy like Jabril when he's in the low post and helping him score like he did just there. That nice turnaround move.
And he does crack the half a century mark. So it's 50-35.
23. 23's been given a lot of effort lately, getting some points in the paint, helping his team stay in the game.
And I think Warrior head coach John White, definitely tried to open up, taking all the pressure on Horvath and giving it to Pedinato and Witt and Petrungaro.
Yeah, we've seen Horvath not taking as many jumpers. And as you see, number 1, Horvath is trying to front that post player, Luke Hook, and he's trying to front him so that he isn't able to get it in the post, because they're thinking probably that is somewhat of a mismatch over there. And Grenda gets the open three-pointer, misses. That's Hayden Witt with the rebound, sends it out to, and great defense by Mike Grenda. Drawing the charge off of the quarterback. Yes, go ahead, Ryan.
Brian Grenda, again, like we said, he isn't the tallest player, he isn't the most muscular player, but he's good, he's scrappy, he can pick up those fouls, and he's just a pest for the other team.
Yeah, he's a real scrappy player, running in between their legs, trying to get those loose balls. As you see again, they're fronting the post.
I don't think he's quite that small, I'm
sure. Gets it at the baseline, and he gets double teamed, sends it out to Grenda. Leisha setting up some offense.
Just slowing
spreading the floor a little bit.
Again, trying to get that last possession of the quarter. 50-37, about half a
And
minute.
I mean, why not? When you got time to kill, might as well kill it. There's nothing really the defense can do about possessions like this. They really just have to let them dribble the ball out and wait for them to try to score.
You know, and, you know, it's easier to play ahead from behind. You know, when you're playing from ahead, you've got this insurance. I mean, you can just, you know,
Yes.
sit down and take a
And
breather.
now they're starting up their offense. Luke Hook takes a quick jumper, nails it
Sinks it.
from the corner. And they aren't able to get the shot off. And as we go into the fourth quarter, the Thunderbolts with a 16-point lead, remaining dominant in the third quarter. Looks like this game is really getting out of reach for the Lincoln Way West Warriors. What do you think the coach, John White of the Warriors, is trying to tell his players, to tell them that they're not completely out of it and they can still have a shot at winning this game?
You know, I think he's trying to tell them, you know, don't get sucked into the vortex, if you will, that's kind of created by Jabril Adekoya. I mean, we've seen whenever he gets the ball, almost immediately he gets warmed up by 2 or 3 Warriors, leaving Mike Renda or anybody else on the court at that time very open.
Yeah, you know, it is always a challenge for coaches to teach their players to guard players like Jabril, because double team him too early and you can get a wide open shot out to someone else, and if you leave him, let him play one-on-one, he will pretty much post up and score every time. It's kind of a lose-lose situation for coaches like that.
It's a lose-lose for them, a big win-win for us.
Yes, it is. And starting up quarter number 4, inbounding it is Adekoya.
You know,
And
what
the
do you...
student section standing up, as you know, they stand up the entire game because they're that much into it that they don't care about sitting down.
You know, it's all about T-Ball pride. You know, this year, you know, together we bring the thunder. Now that is our motto.
Exactly.
You know,
And Alicia gives it to Jabril. He's got it in the high post. Look at that strength. Elbowing his way through 3 players and drawing the foul.
you know, he's just providing a great example for younger players. You know, just keep pushing. You know, don't quit. You know, if you don't think you're going to score, just draw the foul. So
Makes the first.
whew, makes it look effortless. So Adekoya.
And he is still perfect from the line this game. He is really upped his free throw form versus last year.
Yep. You know, I think Coach Marco Heron, that was a big point. You know, he's mostly an all-around player, but for the most part, his free throw were kind of his Achilles heel. He has a great work ethic, and, you know, it showed.
And West misses a 3-pointer.
Alicia getting the
takes it
rebound.
up, passes it out. Ooh, nice pass by Brenda into Jabril in the post. Doesn't finish. Hook gets called on the foul, trying to get that loose ball. Now it looks like now Andrew is really just trying to finish Lincoln Way West. They're trying to get all the loose balls, trying to force turnovers, putting in double teams, getting those difficult rebounds, and trying to hit 3-pointers. So how do they put West out of it completely?
Just keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they've been brilliant this entire game, you know, really locking down this Warrior team.
Oh, and Brenda doesn't get the call, but 23, Hayden Witt misses the open shot. And Lisa with a transition jump shot misses. And it's a mismatch. And they settle for a 3. I think Lisa got a piece of that one. And let's see a dunk. Oh.
Fouled on the way up.
Fouled. The fans really wanted a dunk on that play.
And, you know, another thing would have made that student section go crazier than a big Jabril Adekoya dunk.
He can slam it like no one else can.
As Jabril goes back to the line.
Drains his first. Still doing amazing from the line.
That is his 17th point of the game. And if you can look here, that is his
Yeah, he's got 350 points. That marks 350 points on the season. 351 now.
You know, this is just a great accomplishment for any player, whether it be for Andrew or any other team. You know, it's just a great achievement. I mean,
Hook gets another foul. He's got 2 already. That's his 3rd.
You know, we might think that it might just be an individual effort. No, it's a team effort. We need guys to feed him the ball. We need guys like Brendo. We need guys like Leisha that can supply him with so many great opportunities.
Hayden Witt at the line. Drains it.
We got Anthony Murata coming into the game for, I believe.
And he makes both. And DeVille taking up the ball. He gives it to Grenda.
So,
getting their offense in position. Brill at the key, or at the top of the key. And Leisha pump fakes. Tries to pass it interior, but ends up turning it over. So defending Horvath. And that is a
offensive foul.
That's an offensive foul.
Number 21, Murata, is 4th.
On John Murata.
16 foul.
Number 21. Looks like he was busting a little bit down low. And giving the ball back to the Thunderbolts. As Mike Brenner, the point guard, brings it back up. Swings it to Leisha in the corner. Into Hook. Drives. Back to Leisha.
Leisha again, I think he's just trying to manage that clock. You know.
Yeah, they're really trying to kill clock right now. They're ready for the game to be over, close out, and go into garbage time. Leisha with the open three-pointer. Misses. Number 13 with the rebound. Bring it up.
To number 24.
Oh, another. Oh, let's see what he does. Oh, he got pecked by 13, Anthony Murata. And he gets all of his players running over to help him up. Fans are really waiting for that dunk right now, aren't they, Ryan?
You know, I think they. Oh, and. Wow. Tebow Shore dishing out the hate right now. You know, he just took away their dunk.
Yeah, we might see one before this game ends.
No.
Oh, that was actually a open court flagrant foul. So Joe will get the free throw, and the T-Bolts will get the ball back. 2 free throws, that is.
And that was his first free throw miss of the game, 4th steal of the game. And I believe he missed both.
Yeah, that's ends his nice streak of made free throws.
But it's still a brilliant night. 18 points against just 2 fouls. You know.
And he's had a few blocks as well.
You know, just an all-around great player.
And they give it to number 11. We haven't seen too much of him, Aaron Williams. Looks like they're trying to get their younger guys in now. They know that the game's pretty much wrapped up. DeBrill takes a jumper. Misses.
Another new player in the game is number 1, Jeremy Richards.
DeBrill gets called. Foul.
I don't think he quite understands what he did wrong.
On John Murata, who has been kind of a good scorer for West. He's been able to get a few post buckets, and he's been what's keeping them from getting absolutely blown out in this game.
As I believe the Warriors take a timeout with 4:55 left in the game.
And who's really impressed you in this game, Ryan? What team from either team? What players from either team?
For me, I definitely think it's our younger guys in Karopoulos and Hook. I would think they really stepped up tonight. You know,
providing that young group of guys on the team who get that great experience of learning from guys like Mike Grenada, Adekoya, Glorin Leisha, all these seniors who've been playing for 4 years and have a lot of experience, get to guide them in their development as players. hopefully to have a great Andrew Thunderbolt basketball team for years to come.
You know, we just need to start out with this young core. I mean, we have this great influx of players that can really help us. You know, it starts out, you know, when these kids are, 5, playing on their pee-wee teams.
21 rattle, the rim rattling miss.
Little did they know that someday they could be playing for their neighborhood high school, and perhaps even for our college.
Yes, Warja getting the inbound, giving it back to Jabril, waving over Mike Grenda to take the ball. Understanding the role that Grenda plays, helping to create plays at the start of a possession.
I think every player on the team knows what their role is. I mean, Grenda is, that guy, he isn't going to lead the team in scoring, but he's going to be a pest for that defense. Jabril and Alicia, of course, are scoring machines.
And Jabril gets the ball in the low block. Draws a double team, but Aaron Williams unable to chase down that loose ball.
So with 4:19 West, specifically number 3, Max Petrungaro, is going to be inbounding the ball with 4:19, 57-40, T-Bolts.
And to number 3 in the corner. Oh, Jabril almost with another steal. Now they're trapping him in the corner.
Oh.
Number 23 in the post. Ooh, what's that? Nice bounce off the glass in, and the foul.
So.
And that's number 23, Hayden Witt. The 6'5" big man.
And Leisha, Karopoulos, and Hook are coming back onto the ground for Warja.
With Aaron Williams, Warja, and number 1, Jeremy Richards coming out of the game. They decided maybe this game isn't as gone as they thought it would be. They thought it was, so they're getting their starters back in.
And perhaps they just needed a breather. I mean, these are high school kids, they're not robots or NBA players that can play for, long.
Yeah, I mean,
minutes.
these players play a majority of the minutes. Jabril and Mike Grenda and Lisa, they all play a majority of their team's minutes. So these guys must have really great conditioning, but they also need rest once in a while.
Yeah. I mean,
and
we don't need to
risk
risk
the ball inside, muscles the defender down, draws a foul call.
3:31 left.
Number 23, Hayden Witt, looks a little bit frustrated because he just keeps getting called. And he's trying to play defense, but it's difficult for him to do it on Jabril without hand checking when he's into the post.
And
so he gets called pretty much on every play.
And Jabril gets back onto form, sinks the first of 2.
Yep, Jabril has been a huge difference maker. He's got 20 points. This will be his 21st.
Yep.
And drains it.
So
The other 23, Hayden Witt brings it up.
So.
The 3.
I mean,
giving it back to Horvath.
This entire game, this team has just even lost against the T-Bolts.
Oh, and Grenda gets another steal. The team has had quite a few steals this game.
And they're just going to try and wind down the clock as much as they could.
And there's 3 minutes on the clock. T-Bolts up 59-43, leading by 16 points with 2:53 remaining. And Luke Hook getting the ball, and with his putback after getting his own rebound. Maybe that effort they're seeing by Alicia and Adekoya is rubbing off on their younger teammates. You don't often see a player getting his own rebound and making the basket.
And we see before each and every game those tip drills,
Oh, and 24 comes up with a rebound, almost gets it knocked away.
Jumping up and getting it up.
And that's called as a foul on Goran Lisha, number 3. He's been playing great defense tonight, as the whole team has.
Again.
What are some key things that the T-Bolts have been doing to shut down Lincoln Way West's offense?
I think it can be summed up in one word: steals. I mean, they've dominated these Warriors in steals. Getting many conversion baskets. Virtually every steal they've been getting. Great scoring opportunities.
Yeah, they able. I mean, getting steals opens them up to get nice transition baskets, and really put the other team away. As number 23 makes his second free throw. Luke Hook giving it to Aaron Williams. And Aaron Williams holding the ball. Pass it out to Luke Hook in the corner. Alex Senni in the low post. And Leisha, that ball might have hit the ref. Senni setting a nice pick. Leisha playing one-on-one on number 21, John Marotta, and back out to Leisha. Williams, now they're just playing some perimeter game. Not looking for anything special here. And nice pass inside. And Gino gets fouled on the drive. That's going to be 2 shots. They are in the bonus.
So we got 1:38 left here. 61-45, 16-point lead for these T-Bolts as I believe Karopoulos is going to the line.
Karopoulos himself is also pretty good from the line. He's a 61% free throw shooter.
And that's a trait that we've seen all across the board.
As unfortunately misses that first one. Or that free throw. Now, great defense by Platt. Now, Karopoulos giving it to Leisha. Gives it to Williams. Standing in the deep perimeter is Alex Senni. With 1 minute 15 left. T-Bolts up 61 to the Warriors 45.
Again.
Now Aaron Williams doing some work, gives it to Platt. He gives it back to Senni. And that's going to be a timeout called by the Thunderbolts.
There's 1:03 left, 61-45. I think they just want to go over how to end this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real chance of West coming back on this one. But they probably want to get their, get their younger guys in, guys like Aaron Williams and Jake O'Connor, and even Luke Hook, getting these guys some minutes, especially when they usually don't, because none of them are starters, including Jarvan. So getting them used to playing. So this game looks to be pretty much over.
And I
think we can just see some scoring. Go ahead, Ryan.
And I think we've got some people we need to thank. We've got Nate Doberstein, Jack Valenti, Chris Youngbrandt on camera, Mike Kravitz on graphics, Mike Brennan directing. I'm Ryan Witry.
And I'm Abhishek Sharma. And it's been a pleasure commentating this game as it comes to a close.
And of course we can't forget our athletic director, Mr. Rich Piacek, and the IHSA for letting us do all this.
And we'd also like to thank the NG Thunderbolts, the Thunderbolts coaching staff for giving us the the stats and allowing us to cover their basketball games.
It is also a great honor to be with them. So with half a minute to go in this game, 63-45, that's some mop-up duty.
Now, number 2 driving, and Jarvion sends it out of bounds. And it's been a pleasure commentating this game with you, Ryan Witry.
I do want to give you some kudos on the air for coming through in the clutch in your first game with us.
It's the second game, actually. I've done one before.
Sorry.
So Aaron Williams inbounding the ball. And now they're probably going to just let the clock run out. Maybe get one final shot on just for kicks.
Boost their stats a little bit.
Seconds. Senni gets it.
And your
Jarvion.
And your final
game ends. His final score is 63 to the T-Bolts. to the West 45. Great game by Andrew. Thank you to all of those who are watching. And this is Abhishek Sharma and
I'm Ryan Witchery signing off. Thank you and keep it classy.